Good morning, everyone. My name is Jennifer Murillo. I'm an enrollment coordinator with the Office of Centralized Enrollment. So right now, our busy season is upon us for applications, and we are available to assist families with that application process. So I am going to walk you all through how to get to the application and kind of help you visualize what that process looks like. To access the application, you will visit dallasisd.org/discover, as you see up at the top. And if you scroll down, you are also able to change this page to Spanish if needed. One resource that I do want to point out to you that you can utilize in order to narrow down your choices is our School Finder tool. So this button on the left, Find School Options, will take you to that School Finder tool. And this is a great resource for you all, again, to narrow down your options because we have more than 100 programs and schools on this application. So you can really use this to filter the programs based on type. So if you're looking for a STEM campus, a fine arts academy, a tag school, this is the perfect place for you to find those school options. Once you have explored the schools that we have available, you'll click here, choose Dallas ISD application. And you will either log in if you have an account already, or you will create an account using the option on the right. This is the same system that we utilize not only for applications last year, but also for the registration forms. If your student is a current Dallas ISD student, you most likely completed the registration back in April or throughout the summer. So you will log into your account if you have one. And there are quite a few things to notice once you log in that are really important before you start clicking around. One of the first things we want you all to take a look at is to make sure that your dashboard is set to the correct school year. Because we are still accepting enrollments for the current school year, we do have the 2022-2023 option on here. So in the upper right corner, just make sure that's set to 2023-2024. And I know these buttons are very enticing. Let's begin. You want to get started. But before that, we do want to make sure you scroll all the way down to the bottom of your page or your account and see if the student is already there. If the student is already connected to your account, you'll just need to come down where it says the student's name's application and then start new application. If the student is not connected to your account because they're a brand new DISD student, or maybe they're coming from a different school district, then you'll scroll up and click the Let's Begin application option. It will ask you some information regarding the student, is if they're currently enrolled in Dallas ISD. It will ask you for their ID number, first and last name, and birthday, so it will connect them to the account that way. If they are not, then you'll just select no and be able to continue through the application as if the student is new to our district. I do already have a sample student here, so we'll just go use this one. As you can see, once you add the student to the account, you'll see the application process here on the left-hand side. So you'll be able to see the pages you have already completed. The important part, the whole reason why we're here, on page number 4, you'll get to the selected schools page. And this is available, or this is where you will select the schools that you want to apply to. The zone school is going to be the home school based on your address. And if you scroll down a little bit, you'll see this map. You'll zoom in. The green icon is going to be your home school in relation to this map. So you can explore the different campuses that are available to you by location, if that's something that's very important to you. You can also, if you already have your list narrowed down, scroll down to the bottom. These schools are listed in alphabetical order, so you'll just find the school that you're interested in via this list. Once you select the schools and go to the ranked school selection page, again, those schools will be in alphabetical order. We cannot stress enough how important the ranking order of these schools is. Students will only receive one offer once we run the lotteries in February. So it's very important that you rank these in the order of your true preference. Again, they default alphabetically, so you can just drag and drop your schools in whatever order you prefer. The application will also kind of update the pages available here on the left-hand side, depending on the schools that you select. So you may have some pages that open up that are specific for magnet schools if you selected magnet. If you have siblings that currently attend or will be applying with the student, you can include their information here. However, it is very important that each sibling also has their own unique application so they can be processed and linked through the application process. The required documents, as you can see here on page number 9, those vary depending on the school. For magnet schools, you will need to, well, they'll talk about that in a little bit, but you'll be able to provide those documents here on the application as well. If you need assistance, if the student is currently enrolled in Dallas ISD, we can help you upload those documents as well. If the student receives any special education services, if they have an IEP or 504 plan, you will also be able to upload that document there. And then essentially you'll just be going through this application, answering any questions, providing any documents that the application may require. Once you get to the very end of the application, you'll have one final opportunity to review all of the answers you have selected within the application and make any edits if necessary. I'm just trying to get to the very end so I can show you what that confirmation page looks like. You do have, I'm sorry, I forgot to mention, but you can select up to 5 schools within this application with a limit of 2 magnet schools. So just kind of keep that in mind when you're selecting your programs. If the system is not allowing you to select another school within your application, you may want to check to see if you have already your 5 slots filled, or if maybe it's an additional magnet school and you already have 2 selected. So just kind of keep that in mind as you're going through the application. Okay, so once you get to the signature page, again, you'll be able to review all of the information. If you need to go back because you noticed a mistake, you'll click the edit button here, and then you will fully submit your application. You will receive a confirmation page, and you will also receive a confirmation email to the address that you have entered. On your dashboard, I do want to show you what that looks like because you can make edits to the application until the application deadline, which is January 31st. So on your dashboard, you can also re-rank the schools, and then you can also click edit on the right-hand side, and it will take you back to the selected schools page. So if you visit a school during their open house, or if you hear about a school here at these Discover Dallas ISD events that you want to include in your application, you can definitely do so until January 31st. All right, that is it for me, Mari Carmen.
Thank you so much, Jennifer. This is always helpful to walk people through the application. It's not super complicated, but if you're doing it for the first time, it can be a little, imposing. Yes. But if you still need help, again, 972-925-5560 is our hotline, and it's available today. I'm told it's available starting right now. So if you have questions while you're going through the application, you can call them and they can walk you through it. You can also email them at enroll@dallasisd.org. Or you can do this in person by going to one of the one centers, one of our centralized enrollment centers. And you can find the locations at www.dallasisd.org/one. And now we have our folks from Early Learning who can tell us all about how you can apply to a pre-K program in one of these choice schools.
So good morning. Hi, good morning, everyone. My name is Yesenia Ramirez. I am the Director of Family Community Engagement in our Early Learning Department. And so we know that 90% of the child's brain development happens from the time that they're born up until 5 years old. So 5 years old for us is actually kindergarten. So in Dallas ISD, we really provide the unique opportunity that we can really help support and guide and mold and develop your child's brain development, and when they attend pre-K3 or when they attend pre-K4. Studies show that students that attend pre-K are more and better prepared to be in kindergarten and kindergarten ready compared to the students that don't attend pre-K. So in Dallas ISD, we try to provide an array of opportunities in order for families to qualify for free, scholarship, or tuition-based pre-K. So we have an array of different types of programs as you see here. On the left, we have our transformation schools that start offering pre-K at full day pre-K 3 and pre-K 4, from Montessori to STEM to biomed to personalized learning. On the right is the transformation schools that start pre-K at the age of 4, with pre-K 4 with single gender as solo prep for boys and girls, our art school, which is LMK, and our 2 Montessori magnet schools, which are Dealey and Harry Stone. Next. So if you have any specific questions, if you have questions for today's applications, you can call the hotline. But if you have very specific questions about pre-K qualifying and process, our hotline is also open and available at this time. Or if you prefer to text us, you can text us at the number here on the screen. But for more information specifically about pre-K and guidelines, about age requirements and qualifying processes, please visit our website or send us a text and give us a call.
Great. Thank you so much. And we have a fantastic pre-K program. It is research-based. Our teachers are trained for pre-K. So it really can give your children a leg up in their education. So definitely consider it in all of our versions that we have in our locations. It really is a great program. And next we have Jorge Flores, who's going to talk to us about the transfer program, because that is part of this application process as well. Jorge?
Good morning, everyone. Thank you very much for being here. You know, as was mentioned by my colleagues, Jennifer and Yesenia, regarding to the programs and to how to apply, you know, there's over 200 plus already neighborhood programs already ready for your student to enroll in. And every Dallas ISD student in K to 12 automatically has a seat at their zone school. But if they're interested in applying to a different neighborhood school, they can use the system to go ahead and apply to another neighborhood school. Applications and seats are going to be available by space availability. Sometimes they will look at the grades and other records of the student, but mostly if they have the available space for this grade that you're applying for. And once you apply and once you get accepted, you can remain at that school up to the highest grade level available at that school. One thing that's a little different than the other programs that you're going to be hearing about throughout this presentation is for transfers. Going to a different neighborhood school, there is not going to be any transportation available. So keep that in mind. But some of the great programs that you're going to hear about later on in this presentation is going to be like dual language. You want your child to learn and speak and develop in 2 languages. Well, then dual language programs are for you, for your students. If you want your student to be more knowledgeable about the world, perhaps even become a great world leader, then the IB program is going to be an option for them. But just like I mentioned, over 200 plus neighborhood programs, and some of the schools have innovation schools that you'll hear a little bit more about from the Office of Transformation and Innovation. And these are some great neighborhood schools that have innovative instructional models on their campus. Thank you, Mari Carmen.
You are welcome. And you know, Jorge, one question we always get, and I think it's just good to emphasize it. If you're already in a school, if you've been approved for a transfer, you're already in that school, you can stay, right, throughout until the highest grade offered at that school.
Absolutely. They can definitely stay. And thank you for reminding me a little bit about that, because there's one thing because we are speaking to elementary parents, is that just like Yesenia mentioned about the pre-K students, any pre-K students can attend any school when they qualify in Dallas ISD. However, once they get to kinder, they'll need to go ahead and make sure that they are applying for a transfer for them to go ahead and continue on that school if it's not their zone school. But thank you for reminding me that, Marika.
And also one question that we've gotten, if you've been approved for a transfer and you're there at the school, you can still apply for another choice school, right? It doesn't, and if you don't get it, you will still remain there.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Because we want every student to find the best fit for them. So yes, absolutely.
Okay, great. These are just questions that we regularly get, by email. So I thought it'd be a good idea to share them today. Okay, and so next we have our school choice advisors program, and I'm not entirely sure who's going to talk about this, but it is a great program. So whoever it is, jump in.
That's going to be me, Mary Carmen, Mishandria. Good morning. I am Mishandria Lackey-Rowland from Centralized Enrollment. I am going to present to you this morning a magnificent program that we have, our School Choice Advisors program, and it focuses on the support of eligible African American and English language learners who currently attend campuses in the feeder patterns that are presented on the screen. So if you are in the Adamson feeder pattern, Carter High School pattern, Conrad, Lincoln, Madison, Pinkston, Roosevelt, or South Oak Cliff, and your student meets the eligibility requirements and they're African American or an English language learner. Back to the previous slide, please. If they are an English language learner, they meet the criteria to have a school choice advisor, which happens to be a teacher or a counselor in Dallas ISD. And their purpose is to assist you with the application process. So we're going to walk you through what Jennifer started us out with, the application. They are going to assist you with gathering your appointments for the campuses, whether it is assessment or interview. They are going to continue with you through the offer and the acceptance of the offer and your enrollment for next school year. So it's a great opportunity. Next slide, please. They are going to again, assist you with all of those things that I just said, help you to meet your deadlines. And so if you fall within those feeder patterns that were listed and you are interested, if you will go to dallasisd.org/magnet, there will be an interest form there for you to complete. And if all of the criteria meets for the program, you will be assigned an advisor to assist you and your student with this process. Thank you, Mary Carmen.
You are very welcome. And this program is really something to take advantage of if you are in those feeder patterns, because sometimes the process of choosing the right school can be overwhelming because there's so many factors. But we do have great programs in our home schools, and we have great programs here in our choice schools. So that little extra guidance can make a big difference. So I'm glad we have this. We've had it for 2 or 3 years, if I'm remembering correctly, and it has made a difference. So we encourage you, if you are in that area, to take advantage. So next we have our magnet programs. Just a quick overview of those. And I'm not sure who's doing this one, but feel free to jump in.
Good morning. Good morning. My name is Shatara Walter, and I'm with the Centralized Enrollment Department. Thank you, Ms. Chandra, for that great presentation. Magnet programs are one of many highly qualified school choice options offered by Dallas ISD. Magnet schools are theme-oriented courses of study that provide students with in-depth experiences in specific areas of interest, such as STEAM, fine arts, tech, Montessori, leadership, and multiple careers. All magnet schools have selective admissions criteria and have traditionally served underrepresented populations with specific focus on ethnicity diversity. Next slide, please. Students must meet the GPA norm reference test scores eligibility in order to be pre-qualified. Now, this just means that the minimum cumulative GPA average has to be 80% cumulative for the talented and gifted schools and 75% cumulative GPA for all other programs. Students must also have a measured academic progress map scores of norm reference scores, 70th percentile for the talented and gifted schools, 40th percentile for all other magnet programs. STAR results may vary from the 38th to the 55th percentile. Next slide, please. Students will be awarded based on the following formula. 30% of the seats are awarded district-wide ranking by order of applicants based on overall assessments. 70% of the seats are awarded within the comprehensive high school feeder patterns by ranking order or applicants based on the overall criteria score. We also have a sibling rule and a sibling preference. The sibling rule only applies to the George Badman Dealey and Harry Stone programs. Sibling preference applies to all other elementary and middle school magnet programs. Sibling preferences also gives an additional 5 points to the overall criteria, which simply means that if you have a student that is enrolled already at the school that you're applying to for the sibling preference, and and you will get an additional 5 points for that. Qualified in-district applicants are placed before out-of-district applicants, which means that if you're an out-of-district student and you have a qualifying score, your name will automatically go to the wait list. And once all of the in-district students are placed, then we'll move to the wait list for the out-of-district students. Next slide, please. These are our wonderful magnet campuses that we have to offer for elementary schools. So for performing arts, we have 2 wonderful performing arts schools. We have KB Polk, and we also have Jesus Morales Expressive Vanguard. For your Montessori programs, as mentioned earlier, we have 2. We have Dealey and we have Harry Stone. We also have a wonderful STEAM program. If your student is interested in STEAM, we also have JP Starks. We have 6 talented and gifted programs, which consist of talented and gifted Sudie Williams, Travis, School for the Talented and Gifted, Mark Twain, Trinity Heights, and KB Polk. Again, if you're interested in any of these programs, you can log on to the Dallas Independent School District at choose.dallasisd.org. If you're interested in coming to the open houses also, you can log on to the Dallas ISD/magnet, and you will find the open house dates for any of these programs. And you can give us a call at 972-925-5560 if you have any questions. Thank you for allowing me to present to you today. Again, my name is Shatera Walter. Thank you. Mayor Carmen?
Thank you, Shatera. One quick question, because I saw it in the Q&A, so might as well just answer it now. But it's what is the TAG program, the Talented and Gifted? I don't know if you know, or maybe Nancy can tell us a little bit more about that program in particular.
Okay, which one are you speaking of? Nancy, would you like to jump in?
Not one, just in general, Talented and Gifted. How is that program different from, like a STEM school?
Good morning. My name is Nancy Rubio, and I'm the magnet coordinator. So our programs focus on different areas. Our talented and gifted programs are more academic based, so they strongly focus on math and science, where some of our other programs may focus on a career or a certain area, such as leadership or the arts program. So our talented and gifted programs are more academic based and strongly focus on math and science. So students who do want to apply to these programs, we do ask that their math scores and GPA, the requirement is a little bit higher, but you don't have to be a current TAG student to apply. Anybody can apply as long as you meet the minimum eligibility. So you don't have to be an actual TAG student now or be tagged as a TAG student. Anyone who meets that eligibility can apply.
Okay, great. Yeah, that was a question, and yeah, we're very like, oh yeah, it's TAG, but we don't always remember that people out there may not be quite as familiar with what we mean. So, and please, just as a reminder, if you can type in your questions into the Q&A if you have a question, and we've already been answering some, but we're really going to wait to answer the bulk of them until the presentation is over, including in the Q&A, till like maybe at 9:40 or so, we'll start answering them in the Q&A, but so that, everybody gets to hear the answer. I've been looking at the questions, so please feel free to type them into the Q&A, and we'll get you an answer as soon as the presentations are done. And our next presentation is from the Office of Transformation and Innovation. That's another really great set of programs that we have to offer. And we have, is it Nicole?
I'm here. It's Ryan.
Okay, Ryan. Okay.
Thank you, Mary Carmen. Good morning, everyone. My name is Ryan Hatch, and I'm in the Office of Transformation and Innovation. Our goal is to provide best fit school for all Dallas ISD families. Our transformation schools are open enrollment campuses designed around an innovative instructional model. There are no academic entry requirements, and transportation is offered for students living within the district boundaries. Online application to transformation schools are accepted annually from November through January. Students are selected through a lottery. Offers are generated based on the number of seats available in grade level, the student's priority group, and the randomly assigned lottery number. Research shows socioeconomically diverse schools offer better learning environments for all students, no matter their background. The Office of Transformation and Innovation has adopted this approach for several of its transformation schools. For designated 50-50 socioeconomic diversity schools, students are entered into either the economically disadvantaged lottery group or the non-economically disadvantaged lottery group based on the student's economic status. Next slide, please. Now, let's look at our elementary school transformation options. The boxes underneath each campus logo are the range of grade levels that will be offered in campuses in the fall of 2024. Our Montessori schools include multi-age grouping, uninterrupted work cycle, guided choice of work, prepared environments, hands-on materials, and social and emotional learning. Families have 5 Montessori options, including Mata Montessori, Montessori Academy in Hernandez, Downtown Montessori at Ida B. Wells, and Prestonwood Montessori at E.D. Walker, and our new campus in Monroe. Moving on to the personalized learning. Personalized learning puts students in the driver's seat for their own learning. Students at Personalized Learning Preparatory at Sam Houston are self-directed learners who choose what, how, when, and where they learn. We have a personalized learning pathway that allows students to start at PL Prep in elementary and continue their personalized journey in secondary by attending a night middle school and Idea High School. Other models include single gender, hybrid virtual schools, STEAM, biomedical, and exploratory arts. Next slide, please. We also have choices we have innovative choices at our neighborhood campuses. Innovative schools are neighborhood schools that offer a redesigned curriculum while maintaining their current identity. Many of our neighborhood schools offer personalized learning, STEAM, and international baccalaureate models. Students who live outside the school attendance zones can attend if space is available. Next slide, please. And here's a quick overview of our innovation models. We have 12 personalized learning options, as you see to the left, and 9 STEAM and STEM options to the right. Next slide. Our other models include a range from leadership, visual and performing arts, Montessori arts to visual learning. Our team is happy to help you and your student find the best fit school that meets their needs, interests, and inspiration. And now back to our host. Thank you, Mary Foreman.
Great. Thank you for the information. And just as a reminder, for more information about any of these programs, you can go to dallasisd.org/discover, and you can call 972-925-5560 definitely during the week, Monday through Friday from 7:30 to 5, or right now, it's already open, our phone bank. It's the same number, 972-925-5560. If you are ready to jump into the application and start putting that in that information, you can do that right now. And our experts who are working the hotline will be able to walk you through any issues that you can find. And next up, we have our dual language program. Edie's will be telling us a little bit about this.
Thank you, Mary Carmen. Good morning. My name is Iris Samides. I am a dual language specialist representing our department today. Our dual language program, pre-K through 6th grade, provide our students with opportunities for them to learn how to speak, write, read, listen, and think in 2 languages. As we all know, the many cognitive benefits of learning another language is undeniable. As our students start speaking more than 1 language, they will strengthen their memory, problem solving, and critical thinking skills. Our program also increases global awareness and cultural diversity by teaching our students how everyday decisions in their own lives can impact the lives of people around the globe and in their own community. Next slide. Our 2-way dual language program will be available at 74 campuses district-wide this year. So how does a 2-way dual language program look like? So in pre-K and kindergarten, 90% of the instruction is in Spanish and 10% is in English. In 1st grade, 70% of the instruction is in Spanish and 30% is in English. From 2nd grade all the way to 5th or 6th grade, 50% of the instruction is in Spanish and 50% of the instruction will be in English. Next slide. These are our different platforms that you could find information or ask information of our program, or also see the amazing things that our students and teachers of our program are doing in the district. Thank you.
Thank you so much. And we do have quite a few questions about dual language that have come in, so we look forward to getting those answers from you guys. Next, we have some information, and I've seen a lot of questions, and we always get them, so we invited our experts in special education for these sessions to see how our services apply to some of these schools. We have several folks, so whoever's presenting, if you can, take it over.
Good morning, Mary Carmen. That's going to be me. My name is Jennifer Landry. I am one of the directors in our special education office, and just wanted to give a brief overview of the continuum of services across our district. We do offer a continuum of services. Inclusion services are offered at all campus, as well as our related services such as occupational therapy, physical therapy, speech therapy. But not all of our specialized programs are offered at every campus. If you need more information regarding that, you can contact the campus of interest for more information for availability of the specialized programs. Thank you.
Thank you. I appreciate it. So I think that takes us to, are you going to talk about Dyslexia Services?
Yes, I will talk about Dyslexia Services.
Okay, great. Thank you, Michelle.
Great. Good morning, everyone. My name is Michelle Brown, and I am the Executive Director for Special Education, Dyslexia Services, and Section 504. The great thing about Dyslexia Services is that we offer this service to every single school in Dallas ISD. So regardless of what magnet program or transformation program that your child applies for, or neighborhood schools, if your child qualifies for dyslexia, they will receive services from a highly trained dyslexia interventionist. We have several programs that we offer. Wilson Reading System, Esperanza is for our students who are emergent bilinguals. Lexia is a program we offer to our high school, and Foundation is for our early learners. And these programs are offered 4 days a week for 45 minutes per session, unless it is stated in the child's IEP that we need to do it more frequently or less. So if you have any additional questions, feel free to always reach out to myself or any of our specialists within special education or dyslexia services.
Great. Thank you so much, Michelle. I'm sure this is something that a lot of parents were wondering about. So I'm glad that you were able to join us this morning. And I think this is the end of our presentation. So now we have our questions. And we have quite a few. So we'll go through them. And whoever this applies to, please feel free to unmute, jump in, answer the question. The first one is there a way to see how many predicted seats will be available or open for, well, this one's about kindergarten, but really for any grade level. The parent would like to apply to a school that is already predicted to be, doesn't want to apply to a school that's already predicted to be fully booked. Jonica, Jennifer, one of you guys.
Yes, so for magnet schools, there is a list of available seats online at the Discover Dallas ISD website. When you click on the magnet icon, there's going to be a sheet that you can download that has the available seats for those campuses accepting kindergarten applications. For elementary, unfortunately, we do not have that list available because it does, vary by school. You would need to reach out to the school specifically to see how many seats they would have available or they anticipate having available for their transfer students. I believe Withers was an example that was given in the chat. So you would need to reach out to Withers to see if they have that expected enrollment number.
Great.
I also did drop the link in the chat to the magnet campuses and the seat availability.
And you also shared it in the Q&A, right? Because the chat's not available, but you did answer.
Okay, yes, I did share it in the Q&A as well.
I mean, it's helpful for us, but maybe not for them. But yeah, you did. So look at the Q&As, the answer questions, because that link is in one of the answers, so you can get to it. And we will make sure to also include it in our webpage, www.dallasisd.org/discover, so that it's easier to find. Can children with autism, dyslexia, and other circumstances change schools without restrictions? I guess it applies to really any school. Michelle?
Sure. I will answer that question. If your child has dyslexia only, we have that service available at every single school. If your child has dyslexia and autism, it really depends on the program that child is in. So if they're in an inclusion setting is when they're working within the general education classroom and a special education teacher is coming into the room to work with your child. We have that at every school. If your child is in a self-contained program, meaning that they are with a special education teacher for the majority of the day, you would need to call us so that we're able to let you know which schools have those specialized programs, such as FLS, TC, or ADL. So if it's an inclusion, which is the student is in a general education setting for the majority of the day, we have that available everywhere. If it's a self-contained program, you would need to call us so that we can tell you which schools offer those services.
Great. Thank you so much for the information. We do have several questions. I'm going to kind of combine them for the sake of time. But we do have several questions about whether you can apply to any of these programs if you don't live in the district. And also, if you were living in the district and your child is attending one of these programs, but now you've had to, for whatever circumstances, have to move out of the district, can the student continue in that program? How does that work? How do you present the paperwork for this if you're in those circumstances? Somebody from Centralized Enrollment, maybe?
So I'm going to speak on our magnet programs. Anyone can apply. You can live anywhere and apply to our magnet programs. But with magnet programs, we do give the seats first to students that live within Dallas ISD. If you happen to be a current magnet student and you do move while you are enrolled, you keep your seat. You do not get dismissed from the program. You get to remain at that school. I know with our transformations and PTEX, there is no in-district priority, so everyone has the same opportunity to get into those programs.
Great, thank you, Nancy. And Yesenia or Maria, for pre-K, we've had several questions about, you don't want to, maybe you don't want your child to attend your neighborhood school in pre-K. You want to apply to a school that's not your own school. Is that possible?
Yeah, so pre-K, 3 or 4 years, regardless, it's open enrollment. So really you can apply at any school across the district for pre-K. But for today, with our transformation and magnets, you have your choices for you to apply. Specifically, you apply for the transformation schools. It's actually a lottery based. For the magnet schools, there's an academic requirement. And for our traditional, which the applications is due by the end of January, like mentioned earlier. For our traditional neighborhood schools, which are the remainder of the schools we have in the district, that registration goes live actually April 1st. And there's no application required, just registering for those particular schools.
Great, thank you so much. And for if you're already enrolled in pre-K3, Yesenia, do you need to enroll go through this process for pre-K4, or do you automatically move up if you're not changing schools?
Yes, for the schools that we're talking about today, you're not required to reapply, but you are required to re-register because pre-K is a state guided or state guidelines. So you do have to register every year, and you do have to requalify every year, whether it's for free, scholarship, or tuition, which also happens on April 1st, but you don't have to reapply for the schools that I mentioned earlier.
So does that happen now, the re-registering, or does that happen in April?
Actually, that's a great question. The re-registration doesn't happen until April 1st because we are following the state guidelines. To apply for our transformation of magnet schools is what's happening now. But for registration, which every student has to go through, whether you're in a neighborhood transformation or magnet school, will go live on April 1st.
Okay, thank you.
Mm-hmm.
It's a bit of a process, but it's totally worth it because it does help your kids a whole lot to be part of this program. For testing, like you've already applied for some of these programs, and your kid got better grades in the latest report card. Is that automatically updated? I mean, I guess this is in particular for magnet schools that have the GPA requirements. Do you have to submit the new documents, or is that something that the district just pulls automatically once a student has applied? How does that work? Nancy?
So the system will not automatically update your GPA. Parents do need to reach out to the school and submit any new documents. There is a option within the application that you can go back and add additional documents. So my suggestion would be to go ahead and log into your application, add that additional document, but also follow up with the school and let them know that you've updated your report card. Like the parents said, it is very competitive. So those extra GPA points will help the student in the application process.
And there was some questions there that about, do I need to apply right now? Does that give me a leg up if I apply now as opposed to waiting till January 29th. There is no there's no advantage to applying now or waiting.
No, there's no advantage. The selection process, we run the selection process for all programs at the end of February. So if you applied on the first day, November 1st, or if you apply on January 31st, you still have the same opportunity to get into a program. With magnet programs, it's going to be based on the assessment that the child takes at the selected school. So if the students who perform higher on those assessments will get an opportunity to be selected first, and then the other seats will be divided up into our feeder patterns.
Great. Thank you so much. That's all the questions that we have time for, because we need to then get ready for our middle school session. But I want to remind you that you can find more information about these programs at www.dallasisd.org/discover. You can call 972-925-5560. Oh, not till 1, till 2, from now really to 2 p.m. today, and get help if you need it to walk you through the application. I want to thank all our panelists who joined us today, and all our audience who are here with us, who wanted some more information about our choice schools. There really are great programs. Our neighborhood schools also offer great programs. In general, Dallas ISD is a great place to send your kids, and we thank you for considering us for your child's educational needs. We hope you have a fantastic morning, and if you need help, we are here for you. And also have a great weekend. Thank you so much, everyone.